Okay, do you want a cookie recipe that is truly legendary? Well, actually, I don't know if it's legendary, but there's a myth about it. So that, in my mind, makes it legendary. Anywho, Neiman Marcus chocolate chip cookies. You need to try these today. So there's kind of a lot of steps to it, but it's super easy. Start by preheating your oven to 375 degrees and line 2 cookie sheets with parchment. Your dry ingredients start with 4 cups of AP flour. To that we are going to add 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and 2 teaspoons of baking soda. Then you're going to add 5 cups of oatmeal, regular oatmeal. Into your Ninja, we are going to ground this down to oatmeal powder. About a minute later, fine powder into your dry ingredients. Give that a really good mix. It's really important to do this because you want to make sure that your soda and your salt and your baking powder is all incorporated, evenly incorporated. Then in your Ninja, you are going to grate up 8 ounces of a chocolate bar, which equals about 5 Hershey's bars. I only had 4 Hershey's bars, but I also had 4 milk chocolate spoons left over from Christmas. About 15 seconds later. Then 3 cups of walnuts. Give them a rough chop. Then into your stand mixer, 2 cups of white sugar, 2 cups of brown sugar, 2 cups of cubed, kind of softened butter. I just softened on the counter for 10 minutes. Okay, I'm just gonna cream these together until the butter and the sugar are nice and fluffy. Okay, once your butter and sugar is creamed, go ahead and add 4 eggs. And yes, some people add eggs one at a time. I've never noticed a difference. So if you notice a difference, tell me in the comments, okay? And 2 teaspoons of vanilla. This is my homemade vanilla. Use what you have. And once that's well incorporated, shut the mixer off and go measure out 24 ounces of chocolate chips, about 4.1 something cups, I think. You're doing that because you don't want to overmix your dough, so you want this to be ready when you're ready. Okay, so now I don't usually incorporate this very slowly, but with this batch I do because there's a lot. And side note, you can make a smaller batch. Just divide everything in half. Once you get about half of it in and it looks pretty well incorporated, I dump the rest in and then I immediately shut it off. Why? Because I'm gonna go ahead and add some of this stuff and I do not wanna overmix my dough. Yeah. Okay, in go 3 cups chopped walnuts. Give it a little spin to incorporate. Shut it off. Add your chocolate chips. Turn it on. Add your chocolate chips. Then sprinkle on your milk chocolate bar. Another little mixy mix. If you can't mix it, you might have to take it off and mix it by hand because it gets pretty hard. Sorry. Okay, then go ahead and pop the beater off. Pop it out. Grab a fork. You're gonna scrape all of this off. And yes, this dough is supposed to be very hard. Stiff. Anywho. Okay, then grab your handy dandy bigger scoop and give it a scoop and blop it out. And I don't pack these super tight because I want them to have that rusticy look on the top. Okay, and side note, if you like cookie dough, this cookie dough is the best you will ever have. These are going in the 375 degree oven for 8 to 10 minutes or until they start to get golden brown around the edges. Do not overbake them. And don't forget to set your timer. Okay, so after 8 minutes, they're just starting to get golden brown around the edges along the top. Take a little spatula. If you want them to be perfect, I just scoot them to make sure they're a circle. Then I'm just going to let them rest on the stove top for about 5 minutes. Then I'm gonna transfer them to a cooling rack to cool completely. You need to try these today. They're delicious, because they're legendary. Giddy up, bitches.